Okay, question 7, guys. I was super disappointed. Okay, this is not a hard question. It's a very standard kind of question that you're going to get. Okay, no tricks to this one. And remember, what you always have to do is draw pictures, okay? It is known that 56% of Infoglow batteries have a life less than 16 hours. 94% have a life less than 17 hours. It can be assumed that the battery life is modelled by a normal distribution. So let's draw a normal distribution. Okay, we always have the mean in the middle, and what we're saying is 16 must be about here, because this area here has to be about 56%, well, it has to be exactly 56%, okay? What I would do is draw a separate diagram to represent the other piece of information, which is, again, we've got mu being in the middle, and we're saying that 17 is going to be over here somewhere, because 0.94 of that area has to be to the left-hand side. Okay. Now, the normal distribution you've got is x is normally distributed, and we don't know the mean or the standard deviation, okay? Which means we're not going to use this distribution. It means we're going to use the standard normal distribution, which has a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1. That z, remember, it's the amount of standard deviations you are away from the mean. So what we can't do is know where mu is straight away, but we can know how many standard deviations each of those values is from the mean. And remember, there's a formula for z. Z is equal to your value minus the mean divided by the standard deviation. So we'll be able to connect that up. So if we can find the z values, we're going to be able to make equations to find mu and find the mean and the standard deviation. Okay? So all we're going to do is use my calculator for that. What I know is the probability that my value is less than or equal to, it doesn't really matter, less than or equal to 16 is equal to 0.54. So we've got to work out what z value also gives that the same answer, okay? And for that, you just use your calculator. So you go to the menu, okay? You go to statistics, you go to distribution, you go to normal distribution, you're going to go for inverse, okay? Make sure it says data is variable, and the tail is to the left, because all of the data is to the left of that point. 0.56 is to the left. Area should be 0.56. Now, you're going to use a standard normal distribution, which means that you've got a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1. Don't get it the wrong way round. And execute, and we can see that the z value that makes that true is 0.151 to 3 significant figures. Okay? We can do exactly the same thing with the other information. So this time, tail is still left. And the area is 0.94 this time. And the same mean and standard deviation gives me a z value of 1.55. Okay? So all we're saying is that now 1.55 must be equal to 17 minus the mean over the standard deviation. And also, 0.151 is equal to 16, because that's the appropriate x value, minus the mean over the standard deviation. Now let's just do a little bit of rearrangement. We're going to get 1.55 sigma plus mu is equal to 17, and 0.151 sigma plus mu equals 16. And now again, I'm just going to use the simultaneous equation solver in my calculator, so I don't have to do any work, okay, because I know how to use it properly. Two unknowns, I've got to get it in the right form, so I know the first A is 1.55, B is 1, C is 17, okay, and the second one, A is 0.151, B is 1, and C is, C is 16. So I'm just putting that into my graphic display calculator and letting it work out the answers. It's telling me that the mean is equal to 15.9 to 3 significant figures, and the standard deviation is 0.715 to 3 significant figures. Again, I didn't really have to do too much work because I used the equation solver in my calculator. Okay, and then once you've done that, the next question becomes really, really easy. Now, let me give you a bit of exam technique here. Rad, for example, he got part A wrong, but he didn't let that deter him from answering part B. He just simply used his incorrect answers for A to do part B. And he did it correctly from that point. So I was able to give him the 2 marks, even though his answer was wrong. Okay? So if you can't do part A, and you don't even get any answer, but just make an answer up and use those values in part B. Okay? Because you'll get the follow-on points. So it says, find the probability that a randomly selected infraglobe battery will have a life of at least 15 hours. So again, let's draw what we've got. We know it's a normal distribution. Mean is equal to 15.9, so we're over here somewhere. Okay, we want to know it has at least 15 hours, so that's going to be to the right. So we know the answer is going to be a little bit more than 0.5. Okay, so we're going to use the calculator for it. So we know that to always set up the distribution. X is normally distributed with mean 15.9, standard deviation 0.715. Okay, we want to know the probability that X is greater than or equal to 15. So go to your distributions, so go to statistics, distribution, normal, NCD, okay? We've got, we need a lower bound of 15, and we need to make the upper bound just a really high number, so just pick 99999, okay? Put in the correct mean, 15, sorry, that's standard deviation, don't get it the wrong way around. 0.715 is the standard deviation, mean 15.9, and we are told that that probability is equal to 0.896 to 3 significant figures, all just done with the help of my calculator. Okay, that